Good morning, friends. Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Don't forget to join us on Mike in the Night tonight, live on Odyssey. Well, what's happening? Well, I kind of want to make a video addressing the breakdown in the public sector. More people seeing it from a distance will see it as the breakdown of society. No, a lot of people have kept their heads on right, screwed on tight, and focused and understand the what they're pushing on us, what they're trying to sell us, what the legacy, like Supreme Canon calls it, the legacy media is doing to us, and what their big pharma, government, police, teachers, they all work, and they're all in the same under the same umbrella, working for the same gang or organized criminals. From what I'm going to show you here today. So let's discuss why is there this breakdown in the public sector. Okay, so here we got video of Pawaski arrested at home by numerous police. I was on a Kevin J. Johnson's show a while back where he was on there and they were talking and discussing what was going on, and it's absolutely disgusting. They went to his house and they basically arrested him and with full force. And they always have backup. The police don't ever go in alone. There's like 1, 2, 3, how many? Like 9 or 10 there. And then you have this older man that was arrested for honking his horn.
Yeah, he failed to ID.
So these are all public sector workers. Now, why are they doubling down? Why do they have no morals? And why is this happening? Now, you ready for this one? Calgary teens pizza sharing promotes police response. Students claim system is broken. So dozens of students at Robert Thirsk High School walked out of class on Tuesday morning in a show of solidarity against alleged discrimination by staff targeting students of color, with a pizza ownership incident proving the tipping point. Now, to me, it's more like if this guy brings pizza to school and he decides to share it, well, this means that the status quo or the BS they're pushing on us isn't real. And it never was real. 2018, the year of the repo market operation twists artificially low interest rates. 2019, the year of the protest. 2020, miraculously, the year of the lockdown. 2021, the year of the blood clot. 2022 marks the year of the protest again and the breakdown of the public sector. Now, why are these police doubling, quadrupling down? Why are the teachers doubling, tripling down? There's even a report I was reading the other day that teacher orders police to open fire on protesters or to take more harsh actions against protesters. The police on the ground in Ottawa are pulling out all stops. So we have a reporter on the way to Ottawa to report for Mike in the Night. So I hope you guys could watch it, tune in on Saturday. So what is happening? Well, they're pulling all stops. Why? Because they have to. They have to. They have to pull out all stops. They have to basically go against the man. Now, a lot of the people in today's generation, younger people in their 20s, people that meet the person who stopped the honking in Ottawa, a lot of these people don't understand how the public and private sector work. I'm willing to bet 5 years of my life on it. The private sector basically funds the public sector. And with this overzealous government spending and printing money, the government no longer needs the private sector and the mom and pop's businesses to fund their evil practices or whatever they have planned against us. The people in power today, except Donald Trump, are still in power from 2019 when 31 governments were ousted during the year of the protest. Look it up. Now, what does this mean? Why do they have to double down? Because when people, the average citizen, starts to lose confidence in their governments, you'll start to see a runoff on the monetary system. Now, the monetary system, how that's going to work is they're going to organize, the truckers will organize, and the people will start sending word around via social media. What they're going to do is they're going to actually organize a day for everyone to start pulling their money out of the banks. And this will cause a catastrophic crash in our monetary system. Now, like if everyone took their money and put it into Bitcoin or put it into gold, like physical gold, or put it into something else, they're hedging against basically, obviously, the double-digit inflation we're going through, and that we've been going through for years. That is finally making headways now. It will start screwing up the money laundering or putting a disruptive pattern in the money laundering system that we have in Canada. We have a fantastic money laundering system here in Canada. Canada would be in a recession without money laundering. Now, I'm not going to get into that now, but what I want to say is the police need to double, quadruple down, because once people lose faith or confidence in their governments, the government loses its private sector funding as a whole. But Mike, they'll just print money. No. They can't pay the police anymore. They can't pay teachers anymore to call the police on students that bring pizza to school. The problem with this is it's do or die now. We're at a point of do or die when it comes with the police doubling down, quadrupling down, and teachers telling students misinformation, the fake science, the BS, all the BS that's been happening is because of these current governments that we have in power now. And this problem is happening in Australia. We've been covering it for years in Australia. What's been happening in Australia? You got the same prime ministers there all these years. Scotty Morrison in Australia, Jacinda Ardern in New Zealand. Now they want to pull an executive emergency order false flag to leave all these leaders in power for many more years to come. And scrapping elections because of the dangers of society. They're going to find things. They're going to find ways for them to stay in power. Trudeau will stay in power in Canada for till he dies. They're not going to. It's going to continuously get worse and worse. Now the police need to double down. Everybody needs to really put the jack boots to the neck, because they don't have a choice now. Because once people stop paying their taxes, and once people pull all their money out of their bank accounts at the same time, this is going to cause a problem in the public sector. They won't get funding anymore. That's why police now are covering their faces. Nobody's going to hire you. They should put laws into place in the private sector. If you work for the police and you don't tell us you work for the police supporting this, but what most of them do, they have no choice. We can't hire you. Or anyone in your family, we can't. The tables will turn and the private sector will take it back. The private sector as in the people. All the government, all the people working in the different government levels. People working in banks. They're all working in government because they follow government guidelines. All right? They deregulated the banks to destroy the middle class by artificially lowering these interest rates to a position where people are going to over-leverage themselves and destroy the fabric of society. Why are so many people pissed off out there, people ask me? Because they're in debt. They have to pay the man. And they're forced to take the jab. Police have no choice. They're probably going to have to call in the military into Ottawa. Because they can't have the private sector win. They can't have the average Joe Donuts that works to feed his family win. Because this is a bad turn of events for the public sector. So I just wanted to put this out there, right? Because people need to understand it's all or nothing. It's do or die for the public sector. Because they are on the losing end of history. They are on the losing end of their entire futures. If it doesn't go out on their way, in their direction. Because they're going to have to lay off 80% of police. They're going to have to fire majority of these useless teachers. They're going to have to start firing and clamping down because the governments at a federal, provincial, and municipal levels can't afford to keep them anymore. They can keep printing money, which they're doing, but this is going to dissolve the currency. It dissolves the currency, then they got a civil war on their hands. So how do they do this? China doesn't want civil war. China does not want civil war in Canada. China is an autonomous region of Canada, right? Canada is China. And people are starting to realize, oh, wow, Mike, I didn't know BlackRock Housing or BlackRock was so involved with China until the other day. I'm like, it's all China. It's all communist. When Canada was kicking out the Portuguese in 2006, 7, and 8, rounding up entire families and deporting them, it's because the housing market was crashing. They didn't want Portuguese laborers in Canada anymore. They wanted them out. They were conservative. They go to church. They don't want them in Canada. But a lot of people now today are sitting in these comfortable offices and strip malls and not knowing that the labor that was put in was shown the door. Nice heated offices. Most of them are not Canadians that are working in these offices in Canada, but just to show that they should actually give a little bit of gratitude to those that put their lives on the line building the infrastructure we have today. It will crumble because the Europeans aren't coming back to build Canada again. It's over. So let's find out, let's open this up more tonight on Mike in the Night. Let's discuss this. Let's get more rational on things and, just be on the right side of history. Let's really clamp this down. I've been fighting this war since 2010, folks. We've been discussing the brain drain of people, experts leaving cities and moving south to the United States or parts of the United States where you could still buy a house for under $100,000 and raise a family. People are choosing life. And to choose life, you can't drown yourself in debt because that's all you're going to be working for. Police have no choice. What they're doing is wrong, and they know it because everybody on this earth has a soul, and we're all interconnected, and we all feel it. Lots of love, my friends. I'll see you tonight on Mike of the Night. Take care, okay? I have spoken.